Hi, in today's video, I'm going to tell you about 10 ways that you could be happier right now. And the best part is they're free and they come with no harmful side effects. And they're available to anyone who is human and who is breathing. So if you're not human or you're not breathing, you can go ahead and just turn this video off now. But if you are, and I'm assuming you are because you're here because you want to know how you can be happier right now. There are some very simple things that you can do. Now, simple does not mean the same as easy. So the first thing that I want to share with you is that in every moment, this is where our power is. In each moment, we can make a different choice, a new choice, or we can choose something that we've chosen before. Again, it's our choice. Now, number one is to notice what you're noticing. And you might wonder, how is this going to make me happier? Well, it will, because in order to make any new habit, new change, a different choice, we need to first notice what we're noticing. So this is the first key. When we notice what we're noticing, we're just becoming aware of it. We're not judging. We're just becoming aware. So notice what you're noticing. This can also be thought of as metacognition. And as humans, this is a unique ability that we have. We can notice what we're noticing, and we can notice our thoughts. We can think about our thoughts. This is completely unique to us, and it gives us this power. Number two is to choose your focus. So once you've noticed what you're noticing, you may notice that you are maybe focusing on things that aren't bringing you happiness. Well, what are those things? And one sign that you're focusing on something that is not something that will bring you happiness is notice how you're feeling. So if we're focusing on something that we don't want or something that we feel we're lacking, this will bring those feelings of stress or anxiety, maybe. It definitely takes us out of the moment. So choose your focus. Choose to focus on things that will take you where your highest self wants you to be, where your highest self knows that you are meant to be. Number three is have gratitude. Have a practice of gratitude. It doesn't always come naturally. And I don't know what you're going through right now, but I know that there are times where it's difficult to feel gratitude, especially if we're going through a challenging situation. And what I want to tell you is we have those times. I've had those times myself. And in those times, what I find is the best way to get myself out of that feeling like everything is going wrong is to think of something I'm grateful for. And at times, this can be very difficult, but what I've found is at night before going to bed, be thankful that you have a bed to go to. Be thankful that you have a place to lay your head. There were times in my life that this was the only thing that I could find that I was thankful for. And trust me, I was thankful I had somewhere to lay my head. And if I had somewhere that was safe and I felt safe to lay my head there, then that was two things that I was thankful for. So when we break it down to the basics, then we have this ability to bring more things that we find that we're grateful for, because what we focus on brings more of that thing, because this is the way we're built. When we notice what we're noticing, and then we know that our focus grows. When we focus on something, it grows. And then we are grateful for what we have, we'll find more of those things. It is completely magical, and it's also natural. So next one is number four, have a morning moment. So when you wake up in the morning, whether you wake up to an alarm clock or you just wake up, know that you can have that power to take a moment just for yourself. And don't just jump out of bed and rush about your day. Take a moment to think, I'm happy I woke up. I have this moment. And allow yourself that time. And If you are someone who sometimes wakes up with anxiety, that happens, and I'll do a later video on why that may occur, but just know that you're not alone. And sometimes that anxiety can be brought about by jumping out of bed and thinking about all the things that we need to do. But when we take this morning moment to center ourselves and to have gratitude, and maybe to set an intention for the day, or send love out to those we love, this can be that centering moment. Number 5 is to look within. If we are finding that we have stress during our day, often that stress can be caused by looking outside of ourselves, thinking about things that we haven't done, or things we need to do, or something that we don't have. This can bring us stress. Sometimes we're looking outside of ourselves for things that we feel we need, when in reality, we are made with everything that we need. We have everything within us that we need. And when we look within for our happiness, instead of looking outside of ourselves, looking to people or things or whatever outside of ourselves to bring us happiness, we're missing out on those things that we already have within us. And if we're putting our focus on that, we're going to be happy if we have a certain partner, or if we get a certain degree, we may find that when we find what it is we thought we were looking for, it may not find us that happiness. And even if it does bring us that happiness, it may not last. And I want to caution you, if we're looking outside of ourselves, anything outside of ourselves may not always be available to us. And I'll give you the example of looking for that perfect partner. Your perfect partner, you may find them, you may be happy, and then you may not have that perfect partner anymore for a number of reasons. Sometimes people pass on before us, sometimes things don't work out, and you decide that this isn't working out. Then you no longer have that partner. Then where are you if you have put all of your expectation of happiness on another person? Or you put all of your expectation of happiness that you're going to be happy when you get a certain degree, and then either you don't finish the degree or you do finish the degree, but you find that I don't even know why I wanted this in the first place. And then you're not happy again. Then what? So it is completely natural. We are human, and this is something that we go through. But when we know that we already have within us everything we need, that's where true happiness is. Number 6, that was number 5. Number 6 is to recognize that feelings come and go. And this is the way we're designed. As humans, we're meant to experience the full range of emotions. If we didn't experience sadness, we wouldn't know what happiness was. Or if we didn't know what love was, we may not know what it's like to have grief when we've lost a loved one. We are meant to experience the full range of emotions. Now, emotions are a difficult thing for some people to talk about, think about, and to recognize that they do come and go. And emotion, the word itself actually means energy in motion. We're not meant to hang on to these emotions or feelings, but they're meant to be enjoyed. So just know that feelings come and go. Number 7 is to know that in life, things happen. And sometimes really crappy things happen. It happens. Now, if we are thinking when things happen that these things always happen to me, I have been one to say that at times. And when we do that, we personalize it and we think this is happening to me, when in reality, things happen. Sometimes they have no reason. And often when we're trying to find a reason for things, or to blame, or whatever it is that's going on with that circumstance, when we just recognize that in life things happen and they will continue to happen, and they have happened in the past, and this is the way it goes, we can let that part of it go. And especially when really challenging things happen, to recognize that there may not be a reason, and to just accept that there's no reason. And me trying to figure out a reason for this is causing me turmoil, and it's unnecessary. So that one is very powerful to me. Now, I do want to say that if you are experiencing any kind of crisis, if you are having circumstances and it seems like it's just piles on piles on tops of piles, please know these things happen, but I am not minimizing any of this. If you are in crisis, please get help. I'm going to put the link in the video notes below. So if you are having a crisis of some type and you need help, choose to make that call and get help. This is a sign of strength. It's a sign of courage, and we all need a little help at times. So that's why I just wanted to share that here. And when I'm talking about, like, when I'm saying that things happen, I'm not trying to minimize anything. I know that some really crappy things happen. And trust me, it's difficult when we're going through these things. But just know that it is not always going to be that same circumstance. Tomorrow you may find a new circumstance that's happening that you can feel bad about. Just know that it is going to happen. And I'm kind of laughing about this now because there have been times where, trust me, I thought this was the end of everything. But then I'm still here. And then I realized, okay, it's all right. The best thing that I have learned through things happening is that sometimes these things happen, and after we're on the other side of them, we can look back. And right now, I'm able to share these tools with you because I have gone through those really rough times. So I now have the tools that I used at that time that I can share with someone else that might give them another idea of how to choose a new way of thinking about that situation. And that is what I live for. So I'm also going to leave the link to have a free one-on-one call with me, where if these ideas are new to you, or maybe they're not new to you, but you find yourself having difficulty accessing them when you need them, like in a time of stress, then have a call with me. I can help you find a way that you can incorporate these into your day, especially during those times of stress, because that is what this is all about. We can alleviate some stress to find the joy in this moment. So number 8 is to look up. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, I'm going to turn this off. I am not about this positive thinking. Well, what I'm talking about is look up, literally look up. And I'll explain. When we are feeling stressed, we often go like this, and we're looking down. And when we're children, we spend a lot of our time looking up. And as children, most children are naturally happy. I don't find it a coincidence. I also don't find it a coincidence that we look up to the heavens. We look up to see the stars. We look up to see the clouds and have the sun on our face. This naturally gives us a way to de-stress. So if you take a deep breath and then let it out, and then turn your face upward, this is where you can find that happiness in that moment. And you can use this any time of day. If you find yourself at work and maybe you made a mistake and you're feeling really stressed about it, take a moment, step away, take a deep breath, let it out, and turn your face upward. If you can get outside and have some sun on your face, that's even better, because then you get the vitamin D and the added benefit of the sun to help to boost your mood. Number 9 is to take time to breathe and be in each moment. Each moment is only with us once, and it is the only thing that we're sure of. We don't know what the next moment is going to bring. We don't even know if we're going to be here in that next moment. This one is the only one that is certain. And then the next moment is the next moment. And then that's the present. So this is the true gift, is to be in that moment and not trying to think about the past or not thinking about the future and possibly worrying about the future or putting all the expectation of being happy in the future when that is not where you are in this moment. That brings us a lot of stress when we do that. The past is the past and the future is the future, but this present moment is where our power is. Number 10 is take time to laugh. I am a very passionate person and I love to laugh. However, when I am in some modes where I'm focusing, I can be pretty serious and it takes all the joy out of the thing that I'm passionate about. So I often have to remind myself, just laugh at my mistakes. Don't take away that joy and not find the humor in the moment. And I want to tell you what happened the other day. My husband was holding the door open for me because I had my hands full, and I came back in and all of a sudden he's saying, help me. And I'm washing my hands and I look over and I'm like, I can't help. And I see he's got the door handle is stuck in his pants pocket. So he's stuck, he can't move. And I just start cracking up and I can't help him because I'm washing my hands. He starts cracking up and we both had this amazing moment where we were laughing so hard and it was like that deep belly laugh. And as adults, we don't do this that often. Children laugh a lot. In an average day, a child laughs between like 500 and 600 times a day. Guess how many times an adult laughs? Sometimes only once or twice on average. So if you find that you are not having enough time to laugh, laughter is truly the best medicine. We can de-stress in a moment and have a good laugh. You make a mistake, have a laugh about it. Like, yeah, I messed up. The next time I'm going to try to do better and not be so serious about it. This can really help. I know it has helped me. Many of my clients, this has been something that they didn't even realize they were missing it until we worked on, did you laugh today? What did you find that was humorous today? And this is amazing. So I just want to remind you that all of these tools are free. None of them come with unwanted side effects. And all of them are available to us if we are human and if we're breathing. And the best part is most of these things we did as a child. So if you're an adult, I know that you have been a child at one point. And if this becomes a practice and you practice thinking like, what would my child self do in this moment? Would I find the humor in this situation? And that can lead us to where our highest selves want to be, because we all knew this as children. So I'm going to leave you with that now. Be on the lookout for future videos. I will go a little more in depth in some of these tips in later videos and share other tips with you, because these are just my top 10 simplest ones that everyone can access with very little instruction. And I do hope that you find your laughter and your joy today. So until next time, I'll see you then.